Ladies and gentlemen, check out my latest segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel. Very, very interesting. You gotta subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel and check that segment out. Kanye West. Democrats are laughing at Kanye West. They won't be laughing for long, and I'll tell you why. He's basically saying, the states that I don't get on officially on the ballot, just write me in. Why is he doing this? Obviously for two reasons. One, to help President Trump, because they're friends. They're good friends. Both have dragon energy, and remember what Kanye was saying about Trump? He has dragon energy, and Trump is his brother, and that, well, they're both billionaires. They're both icons. They're both, you can say what you like about Trump. He's an icon. You can try to say that he's not that influential and he isn't a billionaire and he's not president really. The Russians put him in, installed him. He's going to go 8 years. President Trump's going to defeat Hillary Clinton. It's not going to be Biden. I will have made the biggest political call of all time. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. I wrote that in the Huffington Post. The article's below in February of 2017. And then last year I wrote, Hillary Clinton, not Biden. Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. That was in the Times of Israel. And so I'm 4 years ahead of all of this. But Kanye writes today, I can beat Biden off of write-ins. 2020 vision. It's 4 hours, 87,000 likes. I don't have Twitter. If you see anyone impersonating me on Twitter, they're breaking the law. Report them, report that profile to Twitter. But I can beat Biden off of write-ins. Hashtag 2020 vision. Then you have everyone saying, oh my goodness. You have the Daily Beast editor saying there has to be better uses of your time. Why? Isn't he a voice of color? Isn't he if this were a black man who took votes away from President Trump, do you think liberal publications would say, gosh, there probably is a better use of your time? They would be championing this person. But if it's a person of color, Kanye West, a billionaire who is actually going to take votes away from Democrats because he's running as an independent, and he has a political vision or message that kind of resonates with Bernie Sanders supporters, but also Trump supporters. And I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. And I am now voting for President Trump, first president ever, or the only president in the past 20 years to sign a deal to get us out of never-ending military conflict. So Bush got us into these conflicts, never-ending quagmires. President Obama continued. The wonderful liberals that helped get us in these never-ending counterinsurgency quagmires are now working with liberal publications. It's funny, too, because the Bush administration ran on a marriage amendment. So you have never-ending war and homophobia. But that's okay. That's all forgiven because they're the good Republicans, the Lincoln Project people, the good people. But President Trump signed a deal in late February, early March, to end our involvement in America's longest-running war in Afghanistan. So President Trump is reversing 20 years of failed foreign policy, which is exactly what Kanye West has alluded to. There are a bunch of things that he's talked about. There are some conservative. He's a big Second Amendment person, so that resonates with me and a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters who became Trump supporters, or Trump supporters everywhere. He's a big Second Amendment advocate, Kanye West is. Then if you're more conservative on social issues, he's also Kanye's conservative on social issues. So he resonates with Trump supporters, but there are economic messages that he there's an economic message that he talks about. There are other issues that resonate that he talks about that resonate with Green Party voters and liberals and progressives. So he has a message that kind of is like, very ambiguous at the moment. But if he narrows down exactly, if he can convey and articulate what he wants to accomplish, he can become president if he runs as a Republican. In 2024, but he has to craft a specific. He has to communicate a message that resonates with conservatives, but also resonates with independents. He's talked about issues that Green Party voters resonate with Green Party voters, and also he's against never-ending wars. We can go on for. To tell you the truth, I have to tell you, I've only read snippets of what he believes in terms of a platform. However, the positive message, the uplifting, whether it's a spiritual or the uplifting message of that he conveys resonates with everyone, and especially left-leaning voters, because Democrats in general, Bernie Sanders supporters, Green Party people, they gravitate towards an uplifting message. Kanye West is an uplifting, unique person. That's why he's a cultural icon. That's why he's a billionaire. That's why he's an artistic. He's a tremendous artist, because he has that kind of energy. He has that kind of spirit. And so it resonates. That alone will resonate with Democratic voters. Again, though, you have a situation where why aren't they trying to elevate a person of color? Because they don't care about. Democrats don't care about diversity. They care about uniformity of thought. And if it happens to be people of all different colors, they're great with it, because they can say, look at all these people of different backgrounds agreeing with us. But if you have different people of different ethnicities and backgrounds disagreeing with them, then it's, oh my God, why are you doing this? Oh, you're going to help Trump. Well, you had 4 years. You had 4 years to craft and devise a message. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? So if he goes ahead, he's going up against Biden. I can beat by enough write-ins. There are going to be Democrats who don't like President Trump but love Kanye West. That's what's going to happen. And that's why Democrats are going after him. That's why they keep saying, well, gosh, he has he has mental issues and all this stuff. And it's like, well, the Democratic Party is not the picture of sanity and mental health. They don't even have a political party. It's going to be Hillary Clinton. And like I said it would be in 2017, it's going to be Hillary Clinton. They're not going with Biden. They're not going with Tales from the Crypt. They're not going with a person who looks and acts like an exhumed body. They're not going with a person who communicates like a cadaver that got Botox and plastic surgery. Biden is so boring, paint watches him dry. They're not going with the person who says he's running for Senate and then tanked his campaign with the Charlemagne interview. Charlemagne just recently stated that Biden should shut the F up forever. You're not going to get the Democrats are going to lose again with Hillary Clinton. They would get obliterated with Biden. President Trump's going to go 8 years because they set him up and framed him. Now we find out that the more information about the Steele dossier, how the whole thing was basically a ploy. Clinton actually purchased the dossier along with the DNC, but now the sources revealed today, or one of the main sources. Imagine if Trump purchased a dossier for Clinton. So you have a situation where Kanye West is against never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. So are people on the left. So are Democrats. So are Trump supporters. That's what I didn't explain when I was talking about how he resonated with Trump supporters. The things that make Kanye resonate with Trump supporters make him attractive even more so to people on the left. He's against never-ending conflict and militarism. That's why the far left is interesting. They're like, we're against American empire. So do you want to bring Americans home? No, we would just want to slash the budget. Does that mean bringing Americans home? Because you can slash the military budget and still keep American soldiers in never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. I hope you understand that. Well, we're against what America's doing. How about focusing just a little bit on the soldiers who are in places that they shouldn't be in because wonderful liberals have joined forces? Or I remember when I was with the Lincoln Project Republicans. So these are people who worked for Dick Cheney and Rumsfeld, and now they're being championed by the left. Okay, better for Trump supporters, better for President Trump. That's fine. If you have a little knowledge of politics, you'll realize how duplicitous and disingenuous the left is. That's one of the reasons Kanye West probably wants to take them down. He's doing this because he's friends with President Trump and he wants to build a base of support for 2024. He can become president of the United States of America. Don't count him out if he runs as a Republican. Don't count him out. The same people who laughed at Donald Trump will not be laughing at Kanye West because he's going to take votes away. If there's 10 or 20,000 vote difference in Iowa and he gets 10,000 votes write-ins, 10,000 write-ins, or, in Ohio, or I think Ohio and Florida are going to be safe states for President Trump, even though they're battleground states. But he goes ahead and he gets 10,000 signatures, which he can get 10,000. If you know that Kanye is still running, because I just spent 12 minutes. He needs to get on the ballot in July. By the end of July, he has to get on about 5 days or so. He has to get on the California ballot. If he doesn't get on the California ballot, Democrats still might get the popular vote. But if he gets on the California ballot and he gets on, let's say he gets on the New York ballot, or he gets on, there's like 40 states he needs to get on in August. If he can get on a number of states, he's already in Illinois and Oklahoma. So he's about to get on the Illinois ballot. Okay, so I don't think they understand. I really don't think they understand. Democrats don't understand that everyone sees what they're doing. Everyone sees them hiding behind, oh my God, did you see Trump is against people who are kneeling during the national anthem? Well, why doesn't Pelosi or Schumer? I mean, they can kneel. We saw the photo op. Why not during the national anthem? Why not during the national anthem? Why don't they kneel during the national anthem? Why don't Democrats kneel during the national anthem? That's a question. That's a question that needs to be asked. If the Democratic Party is so righteous and wonderful, why don't they kneel during the national anthem? Why aren't Democrats protesting in Portland and Oregon, or Portland and Seattle? Why not in Chicago? I don't see. God. Bottom line is, Democrats don't take him seriously because they don't think that he can take enough write-in votes or just votes if he's on ballots to take away the popular vote. They think that they just have the popular vote forever. They think that the popular vote is just given to them by the good Lord above that they don't believe in. So, but then when they lose the Electoral College and the popular vote, because the polls are worse than the polls. Okay, the average American doesn't look at Biden and say, "Oh, he has more cognitive abilities than Trump." The average American doesn't look at Biden and say, "Gosh, I need a strong leader like Biden." The second they cover up and they sweep under the rug every gaffe, every absurd statement, from the "you ain't" comment that he made with Charlemagne to the fact that he wants to run for Senate, the fact that he said that he needs the cure to be worse than the problem. This is a person who literally just can't communicate his thoughts, and so they sweep everything under the rug. It's like Weekend at Biden's. They're propping him up. And they know that the second, that's why Charlemagne said to Biden, he needs to shut the F up. Because when he speaks, it's game over. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Do not count Kanye West out. I'm talking about bringing votes away from Democrats and towards Republicans, which is exactly why the Democratic Party and liberals everywhere are condemning and demeaning. On Twitter, they're just condemning Kanye West. "Oh, you don't need to do this. You're just going to help Trump." Well, why would he help Trump if indeed Trump is a racist, if indeed he's a danger, if indeed he's a threat, if indeed Trump is like the worst president ever, then why would you care if Kanye West ran for president? Oh, that's right, because you've been lying about President Trump and you have no message and you're going to lose the election. Democrats think they're going to win. This is going to be the biggest meltdown of all time. Kanye will be Putin 2.0. They'll just be like, "Kanye, Putin, and Martians." They're going to blame everything except themselves. You shouldn't have cheated Bernie Sanders. That's one reason Democrats will lose in 2020. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel, to my new Patreons. Thank you. If you want to support my voice long-term, ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below.